Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of Nerd Up This Week. Got Dalton Anthony.
Yo.
Asa Gray.
Yes.
And I'm your host, Jesse Kimball. And this is a fun little lull we've got now here, this post-San Diego Comic-Con E3.
30-minute show, is that what you're saying?
I mean, honestly, we could, but at the same time, we're us, so we can easily get an hour, too.
That's true.
That's how good we are.
Is there 3 letters in our show notes? We can get an hour out of it. Give us some. Let us try it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and plus, like, so we're between. So E3's happened, Comic-Con's happened, and Gamescom is coming up.
Yeah.
So, like, at the end of the month, we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, because we did get EVO, so we've got some news coming out of EVO. Mm-hmm. So if you're a fighting game fan, just stay tuned. Some pretty good stuff here. In the meantime, though, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, of which I am a huge fan. Big fan of theirs in general. Truth Seekers. It's a new series they're doing. It got picked up by Amazon. And I'm pretty down for this. It's going to be a comedy horror about paranormal investigators. Obviously, they will be playing paranormal investigators. And I got the series description here.
Okay.
They team up to uncover and film paranormal sightings across the UK. They stake out haunted churches, underground bunkers, and abandoned hospitals using an array of homemade ghost-detecting gizmos and share their adventures on an online channel. Their supernatural experiences grow more frequent, terrifying, and even deadly as the pair begin to uncover a conspiracy that could threaten the entire human race.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Doesn't sound funny, but
no, that
I'm sure
sounds
it will
amazing.
be.
I mean, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. Does it still not sound funny?
No, it does. No. Yeah. I was just like, whenever he's like, I have the show description, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for a giggle or two, and then I was like, oh no, this just sounds like a straight up show.
Yeah, but with Nick Frost and
I'm bummed
Simon
it's on
Pegg.
Amazon, so I'll never see it.
Do you not?
No, I don't have.
Okay.
I am like the only person who isn't a grandparent that doesn't have Prime.
No. Sadie doesn't have it either, but she lucks out.
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh, just give me your Amazon login. And I'm like, don't buy things.
I mean, I think my Amazon login actually still has a password for you to borrow from back when you were going to use it to do something, and then you just ended up getting a free trial to it. And I just haven't changed it back.
It was Batman animated series. When that got, I think when that got added.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, but you wanted to use like my Amazon Prime. I was like, cool, so I'll have this password set up for you.
Oh yeah, because you did use a free trial to watch that, because we all complained about the Amazon TV app.
Yeah.
Because searching for that's like searching for Marvel Unlimited.
And there was something else that I was gonna like, and there was
I was
something.
thinking it was something you were gonna buy.
No, because there was that thing more recently. Oh, it was the my cables, my charging cables for my new phone.
That sounds
and like
right.
my case. I was gonna buy that, but I didn't have Prime. But they're like, hey, you qualify for a free trial. I'm like, score.
Yeah, because I remember like and I think this was even another similar situation before that. Because I think Batman Animated Series was a tertiary benefit. You had that free trial, and you're like, oh wait, animated series is on here? Mm-hmm. Oh wow, this search function is awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's so bad.
I mean, there's stuff on Amazon that I would like to watch, but just I can't justify the $100.
Yeah,
and like it's ridiculously more expensive if you pay for it monthly.
Because it's like $15 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just do not buy stuff on Amazon.
I buy so much stuff on Amazon.
I'm too broke.
My credit card's too
broke
maxed out for me to buy
Amazon.
things. Yeah, that's what mine is. Like that credit card's almost completely, I would say depleted, but maxed. That's how credit cards work. They just get higher. They don't.
Yeah, depleted is a good thing.
Yeah, a depleted credit card would be dangerous.
Unless your credit is what's depleted, then that still works. Anyway,
I got a little bit of that left.
So either way, Amazon Prime, like I have it because I buy a ton of stuff on Amazon. I do miss the Amazon student discount. Mm-hmm. $30 a year back when I was a student.
Mm-hmm. I keep forgetting to apply for that.
Word. Yeah, all you have to have is a .edu address.
I feel like I'm 2 whole semesters done with my master's. I'm gonna get like 1 year of it.
I want like when you do that, I want that $70. Like as a dummy fee.
How many?
Just like no,
you would
just
be a
have to
rich
give me
man.
$70. Yeah, I know.
Just collecting dummy fees from Dalton.
Yeah, there's been a lot of them.
Yeah, because that was just awesome. And then it was one of those things like I was super sad when I no longer had access, because they finally do take away that email address from you after a couple of years. I think it was literally 2 years. Suddenly I didn't have access to that email anymore, and I was like, oh no.
Oh,
Amazon Prime renewal's coming up.
They tightened up on that, by the way. It's like 6 months now.
Oh, gross.
And I only know that because I recently got mine back 6 months ago.
See, and one of my advisors told me that it was like I would lose access to it like 3 months after graduation.
It's
so
6.
that's why I have the one that I have now, which is just my SEMO. It's my SEMO like first part. Just now it's at Gmail instead of SEMO.edu. But
Let me try my accounts really quick.
But yeah, because like I wanted to see Good Omens, because I've heard pretty good things about it. which that's another Simon Pegg series.
Yeah.
I mean, he was starring it. I don't think he had anything to do with like the creation of it.
Yeah, I don't think he wrote or anything.
But I really love that book, and I've heard pretty good things about it, so I wanted to check that out. Batman animated series is on there. There's like there and
I don't know if it is anymore though. I think it got taken off.
Now that it's on DC.
Yep.
Find out.
I mean, it might have been, but it's whatever. Isn't that Lost Boys show or not Lost Boys? What's it called?
The Boys.
The
I
Boys.
think.
Yeah.
The superhero one.
I've heard good things about it. Like that's on Amazon. So I mean, Amazon's kind of stepped up their stuff, but like I said, it's just that price point is what's keeping me away. And I'm sure this will be good because even the stuff that people don't love from Pegg and Frost is still good.
Yeah.
Like Paul wasn't, wildly beloved.
But I still really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, and whatever the third movie in the Cornetto trilogy is, I'm totally blank. It's like the something at the end of the earth, at the end of the world, because it came out and had a similar name to the post-apocalyptic movie
from
with James Franco and
Seth Rogen and basically all of their friends.
Yeah.
I remember the movie you're talking about, but I do not remember what it's called. But it is a really similar title with a kind of similar theme.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just, they all get together to celebrate World's End. World's End was the
Simon Pegg, Nick Frost.
Yeah, because that was the name of the bar that they wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And then, it turns out that, like, aliens invaded or something. It was something weird like that. I remember enjoying it.
Yeah, I do too. But I haven't seen it in a while. Like, it's Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz are still some of my favorites.
Oh yeah, no, those are amazing. Like those are just so good.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead is still one of my. It's like my top 3 favorite zombie movies.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
And one of my favorite T-shirts.
And just like one of the it's also just a hilarious movie, and it's one of those like the entire movie detail subreddit could just be from those movies.
Yeah.
Like from all of them, especially with Shaun of the Dead, where it kind of lays out the entire plot, like in the first 5 minutes of the movie is like everything laid out because Edgar Wright is a maniac.
And it's really, really good. So yeah, no, I'm definitely pumped about this show though.
Follow up. I apparently did switch it over to a student account like back in February.
Good for you.
Yeah.
$70 now.
No, that doesn't count.
Prorated
semester.
$50.
No, that was like I owe you like $10 because it was only 1 month that I didn't
Just
pay.
give me your wallet.
You're not gonna
cash you got in there.
You're not gonna want it right now. Hit me back up in about 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's probably drained.
It's getting close.
All right, so yeah, I'm pumped about that show though. Black Lightning. We got a little bit of news about the CW crossover series. Black Lightning will actually this will be the first one that he will be featured in. He showed up. There have been 2 events now that have happened in the CW verse where Black Lightning could have been involved but was not. So now this one he will officially be involved. It's going to be the Crisis on Infinite Earths event. Also, Kevin Conroy is going to be Batman in it.
It's going to be Bruce Wayne. Because I do not see...
It's specifically the tweet that Kevin Conroy put out was that he's suiting up in the show.
I don't believe
like
that.
in an actual suit, like a 3-piece.
Yeah, like he's just showing. He's just getting dressed for work instead of being able to run into roll into the VO booth in like pajama pants.
Yeah.
Because like this is because the speculation that I have is okay. Kevin Conroy, who has never been a physically imposing figure, like especially now. This is one of those things where it's like, okay, so when do we get the casting news for Terry?
Yeah, that's what I was about to look into some people really quick.
Like I could see him being the Bruce Wayne to the Batman Beyond, and he just kind of like comes into the like that's what that crossover also includes. And
that's something else that Kevin Conroy has talked about, like because I saw a couple of tweets of his, but yeah, it did say he would be suiting up. So he very well could be like Old Man Wayne, and then like in a robo suit or something along those lines.
The man is a treasure. And like I don't want him doing stunts.
No.
Protect him.
No, he will have a stunt man. And there will be a lot of CG involved.
Yeah, like but at the same time, like then you end up with Dooku in Attack of the Clones. And nobody wants that.
I mean, even TV CG has gotten a little bit better than that. Well, not the Arrows though. Not that.
I was gonna say
CW
we're still on the CW, buddy.
Yeah, because I as I was saying that, I thought back to Elastic Man.
Yeah. Ralph Dibny.
Yeah, Ralph Dibny. or the elongated man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not Elastic Man.
Or Plastic Man.
Do what?
Or Plastic Man.
Yeah, they have way too many stretchy heroes in DC.
Marvel does it right. Mr. Fantastic, Skin.
Oh.
And they killed Skin.
They sure
He
did.
died a horrible death.
Yeah, irrelevancy.
Well, boy, yeah, a lot of those X-Men got it rough. The ones that were clearly mistakes, they got rough exits.
The ones you read about on the news, not the ones that save lives.
The
Bad hombres are the mutants.
He was probably Morlock potential, but like didn't make it down there.
No, just they got snapped before that was a thing.
So yeah,
how sad.
Anyway, Kevin Conroy will be Bruce Wayne at the very least, which is kind of a big deal because Batwoman is the closest thing we've gotten to, anybody mentioning, Batman being real, other than like the slight like nods.
Like Wayne Enterprises, they'd mention every once in a while.
Yeah, like every once in a while you hear Wayne Enterprises. Whenever Felicity got her code name, because she is Overwatch, they said Oracle was taken.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like season 2 or 3, wasn't it?
I think it was like season 3 or 4. Like
because I watched it, so it wasn't super far.
So yeah, lots of there's been like little hints and nods at it, but yeah, we definitely have never heard. I at least as far as I'm aware, which in fairness, I'm a season behind and everything but Black Lightning. It could be that it's been brought up in the last season, but I don't think the name Bruce Wayne has ever been mentioned.
We've seen Wayne Industries,
right? Yeah, that's
like
what Dalton was
we've
saying.
had like those light allusions to stuff, but yeah, no, they haven't had an additional. Which, and to be fair, like this is a infinite universe, so like this is going to be an else numbered.
Yeah,
like I don't think this is going to be. Like,
it's not gonna be an ongoing, but it's gonna be cool.
It's just gonna be like, oh, this is
for the event.
This is your Bruce Wayne, and then that might be like end of acknowledgement.
Yeah, because we definitely have. It's very very confirmed that this is a multiple Earths.
Yeah,
like this is a 52 Earths universe.
Which also, we got that in the Flash pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of hope that they eventually just like, as a giant middle finger to the DCEU or
DC
Worlds of DC, sorry, of just like, hey, so we're consistent and we haven't completely like pooped the bed. I mean, don't look at Arrow, but everything else has been solid to great.
Yeah.
Passable to great.
Passable to great.
And now, like, yeah, we got our own Batman. Do something.
And he's the real one.
Yeah, this is the real Batman.
Oh, Kevin Conroy.
Or they could just do a joke and like start Batman, but like recast him every 2 episodes and just don't mention it.
That would be pretty funny, honestly.
Petty, but I am a petty human.
Because they are looking to replace the Arrow, because the Arrow's last season is filmed; it hasn't aired yet. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're looking to replace.
And that came out of nowhere too. Like I remember the very tearful.
Yeah, I feel bad for Stephen Amell.
Facebook Live video where he's like, "So we just got word. We're on set." Okay.
Well, no, they said that this like a long time ago that like before it started filming that was going to be the
but it got like
season.
shortened or something, didn't it?
Oh,
like
yeah,
something came out of it that was like out of no kind of left field.
That very well could be.
Because I remember the news broke and he posted like a very emotional Facebook Live like video of like addressing it because they weren't really prepared for it.
Yeah, like that very well could be. I don't remember that, but that does not mean it did not happen. But I didn't hear anything about it getting shortened because I honestly, whenever I see news about the Arrow, I just sort of skip over it because I just don't care. Like I saw that it was ending, and then I saw another news article about how they're actively looking to replace it because they're not planning on ending any of the other CW shows because they're all pretty successful.
That'd be cool to do a Red Robin show out of this, though, like a Tim Drake story.
Yeah, but we'd have to see like how they're going to introduce that character and everything because it's hard to introduce a lot of characters without Batman.
Yeah, that was the one thing. Like,
okay, so no, it was not confirmed that it was that the season was ending
until
they had started it.
Huh? Yeah, I thought they.
Playing Oliver Queen has been the greatest professional experience of my life, but you can't be a vigilante forever. Arrow will return for a final run of 10 episodes this fall. So yeah, it's only 10 episodes as opposed to 20 something.
Yeah, because they definitely do normally get like double the number of episodes of that, except for Black Lightning. So far, it's only had like 2.
This was a
like,
difficult
12
decision to
episode
come
seasons.
to, but like every hard decision we've made for the past 7 years, it was with the best interests of Arrow in mind. So the best thing we can do for it is put a bullet in its head. Sorry,
We're doing-
an arrow through its eye.
Did they
you go.
fail
Like-
the city?
Well, I mean, like apparently, the girl that plays Felicity is walking out. Because I don't think she's in the last season. I don't know if that's true. Like that was another like it was a kind of an almost clickbaity headline that I read, but I didn't care enough to actually look into it. But it said something along the lines of Felicity was walking out.
Maybe they hadn't started filming yet. When did they start? What date is this? So this was March.
Someone give Jared Kiso a job. Give him any superhero he wants.
I mean,
He's
honestly,
jacked.
Jared Kiso is just buff Stephen Amell.
Exactly. Give
And
him
I
any
say that knowing how cut Stephen Amell is.
Let him be Terry McGinnis and let Kevin Conroy and just let him.
God.
Because Terry McGinnis is kind of already a smart aleck.
Honestly, like Terry McGinnis, like would be to Batman what Stephen Amell is to Jared Kiso. Like he's a bigger guy.
Fair, totally fair.
Terry McGinnis was not like he was never huge or anything. He was actually like super lean and like small figured.
Not in that epilogue episode. Terry McGinnis was jacked.
I don't even remember that honestly.
Oh, it's so good. I would talk about it, but I'd start crying. Batman stayed with her when she died. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna start crying. Do you still have my DCE or do you still have my DCU login?
I also have it on Plex, like all of Batman Beyond.
No. That was Justice League Unlimited.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So she left at the end of season 7.
Which is the one that just finished airing.
So season 8's the
and then
last,
now
okay.
season 8 that's coming. They announced in January that it was renewed for an 8th season. Then in March they announced that it's not only going to be the final season, but it's only getting a 10 episode order.
Okay.
So, and I think they had started production at that time.
I would imagine. Well, because March was before the end of season 7. So, yeah, they had probably started production at the very least. I don't know if they had necessarily started. Who knows?
Okay, no. So filming began on July 11th. So I think it was just when they announced that it was the final season is when he did the live video.
That makes sense.
I was just wrong about it being like
While they were
from
filming.
set, yeah.
So yeah, regardless, yeah, Black Lightning's finally going to get featured in that crossover, which is great because Black Lightning needs more exposure. Like that show is honestly really, really good. The most I think season 2 was a little bit of a letdown comparatively, like compared to season 1, but it was still solid. I enjoyed it. It needs to have gotten like the full, season treatment that the other CW shows are getting, because it left on a little bit of a cliffhanger both times for both seasons. But yeah, it's all on Netflix. You guys, you two and everybody else should check it out. It's good stuff.
I probably will eventually, maybe.
And
yeah,
also,
there's a lot of TV to watch out there.
that Justice League Unlimited episode I'm talking about, it's the last episode of season 1.
Okay. I've probably seen it, but regardless.
So good.
Here we go. Showtime is working on a Halo TV series.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any information about release date or anything like that. All we know is, at least from the castings that we've gotten, we're reasonably certain it takes place before the games. But we do have a casting for Chief, Pablo Schreiber, and we have Natasha McElhone as Cortana. McElhone?
I'm not sure.
I don't even know who Pablo is.
I don't either. I don't know who either of these people are.
Pablo. Oh, that was the first one.
Because we actually talked about this when we did the Respawn Aim, when I did the Respawn Aim Fire show last night, which look for that. If you're listening to this, I think it's out. Well, no, it'll be out tomorrow. It'll come out on Tuesday morning. So go check that out. But Googling her and like looking at her, that's not what I expected Cortana to look like.
Yeah, I mean, she does.
So I'm
have
wondering if she's got. So I'm wondering if it's just going to be, if she's actually going to be like suiting up and like filming stuff, or if she's just going to be a voiceover.
Well, because she's going to be Cortana and Halsey, like Dr. Halsey.
Oh, okay.
So she might just be voicing the AI Cortana and
As
then like
Dr.
actually
Halsey?
being Dr. Halsey.
Okay.
What's the actress's name again?
Natasha McElhone.
I have it pulled up here.
McElhone.
Oh, there's 2 Natashas in this show. That already messed me up.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a Natasha like that name that I just can't say, and she's gonna be Riz 028, and then the Natasha also last name I can't say who's gonna be Cortana. But it threw me off because I was like,
so it's a separate. Well, no.
There's 2 actresses named Natasha that's gonna be on the show.
But you just said that there's a Natasha playing Cortana and a Natasha playing Dr. Halsey.
No, he said
Riz 028.
Riz 028. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay, so I missed that.
Yeah. No, the
I thought
the
you-
one that's playing Cortana is also playing Dr. Halsey.
Yeah, and I was like, nope. So there's only the one Natasha.
Yes. Yeah.
But
I was just like, wait a minute. I thought I made it clear.
There
but
are 2 Natashas playing 3 characters.
good for them. We got there.
All right.
The dude playing Master Chief, I guess, is who it's gonna be. Like,
Yeah, that's Pablo Schreiber.
yeah. I mean, did we ever see Master Chief's face?
No.
No.
No,
All right.
we did
Well, then,
not.
as long as
There's
his
that-
voice is good.
We
There's
have.
the infamous bug in Halo 3, I think it is, where the end of that game includes a scene where he's sitting at the seat of the ship and he removes his helmet and then the camera just follows the helmet down, and so he's just holding it at his side. So he took off his helmet, but we still never saw his face. There was a glitch or a hack or something that people could pull the camera out.
Yeah, that's very
And so
common.
he takes off his helmet, and it's just another Master Chief helmet.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
directly underneath it.
Because they never,
Yeah.
they've never made his face. They're like we have gotten descriptions of what he looks like in
the books?
Yeah, in books and stuff. But yeah, no, in games we've never seen his face.
Okay. Well, then he just has to have a good voice, I guess. And for Master Chief, that's easy, I guess. I don't know.
I'm a little. Has it been the same voice actor like through all 5 games?
pretty sure.
I'm surprised they're not just using him. And then just
Because if this is a prequel story, he's probably going to spend a lot of time out of the suit.
there. Yeah, that's right. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting it's. I know you even just said it, but I keep forgetting it's a prequel story.
Because there's and the reason I think that is because there's like of the 6 people that have been cast so far, 7 people including Chief. 5 of them I think are Spartans. Mm-hmm. So that would heavily imply that this is before Reach.
Oh, it wasn't 3. It was 1. When they do the
helmet.
when he takes the helmet off.
Because I thought there was an ending where he takes his helmet off in 3 as well.
There might be.
But it was another thing you couldn't see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he puts the helmet down on the chair and gets up and walks away.
Yeah, if you zoom out. Because I remember
Yeah.
seeing GIFs of it. It zooms out, it's just another Chief head.
Mm-hmm. 2
2
health bars.
So anyway, yeah, so that's going to be cool. I'm a big fan of Halo, so I'm excited for that to happen. I'm going to have to get a Showtime trial, I guess. I'm not going to subscribe to Showtime for this.
I think you can do that through Amazon.
I can.
Sweet.
Because I did it with, I don't think it was Showtime. It may have been Showtime. I did it to watch American Gods.
Because you can also do it through Hulu, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so I'll just do it through Hulu. I haven't used that in trial yet. All right, so we got The Runaways and Cloak and Dagger. Speaking of Hulu, I mean, I know Cloak and Dagger is freeform. Runaways is a Hulu exclusive. They're apparently getting a crossover for their next seasons, because both are going to be on season 3 here pretty soon.
That's neat.
And I still haven't watched season 2 of Runaways. Watched season 2 of Cloak and Dagger though. Like, I actually enjoyed that show a little bit.
It does seem weird to do that. Like, I guess if you have Hulu, you're probably better off because you probably do have Cloak and Dagger on Hulu.
Yeah, like ABC Freeform, all their stuff is on Hulu.
Okay, so if you have Hulu, you're fine.
Yeah.
But if you're watching on ABC Freeform and then they just show up, the Runaways do, that'd get confusing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where, like, if it's going to be a multi-episode crossover like this a la CW, or if it's going to be like Cloak and Dagger just show up in the Runaways.
Because I'm not super versed on the CW, like, crossovers, but isn't, like, one episode Arrow, one episode Flash, one episode Supergirl, and one episode Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah, the basically Monday through Thursday are the 4 CW shows.
That's what I thought, okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think Monday through, I think, because I want to say Black Lightning double airs, maybe? Because I don't think they air any of them on Friday.
I just wanted to make sure that I was right by assuming that, like, it's the same crossover, it's just happening on different shows. So you have to watch every show.
Yeah, so basically whenever they do the crossover episode, it's kind of cool, like, how it ends up working out. Every night you watch the show.
Story.
Yeah, for 4 nights in a row. Kind of neat.
That's better than comic books.
Yeah, it's certainly quicker.
Yeah.
So anyway, we don't really have much information other than that. James Wan is going to be working on an original horror film before getting started on Aquaman 2. So there's going to be a pretty significant delay before we get that sequel out there. But I think they're still going to be doing the spin-off series in between that time. So
For The Conjuring?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because he's not, like, he hasn't been attached to any of those other than, like, a producer credit.
Yeah, and then the spin-off Aquaman movie too.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that. The Trench?
Yeah, The Trench, that's it. Yeah, James Wan. I just agreed with you when you said The Conjuring. I was like, yeah, wait.
Well, because
that's the horror movie
Is
series.
that the one that had, like, Annabelle and all of that? Like,
yes.
Is that... Okay. Because The Conjuring and there's, like, some other, like, franchise that keeps... Sinister. I always get those backwards in my head for no reason.
Yeah, Sinister is different. I don't know which one James Wan is attached to.
The Conjuring, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I'll take your word on it. It's not terribly important to this, but the point is, so for Aquaman fans, it's going to be a minute before you get that Aquaman sequel. But in the meantime, you'll get that spin-off movie.
But for horror movie fans, we get another James Wan movie.
Yes,
doing a horror movie, an original horror movie.
That's good news.
I'm on board.
I say those Aquaman fans can stick it because I still haven't gotten a Flash movie, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I was going to say, good luck with that.
They're going to reboot that entire franchise before you get yourself a Flash movie.
I loved Ezra Miller in that movie so much.
Yeah,
he was adequate.
I like that actor a lot. Like,
it's just that, like, I had already gotten so attached to
Grant. I'm aware.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I totally do. And he was amazing. But, like, this was different. And I knew it was supposed to be different. And I wanted that
Grant
movie.
Gustin was just so good.
That's fine.
So good. And they had musical episodes. That was a good time. That was way better than it should have been.
Is Flash still running?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, the only one that's not going to be running is Arrow. Yeah, they had a musical episode because, like, there are a lot of people between Supergirl and Flash that, like, have like actual Broadway backgrounds.
Yeah, that's common.
it's just super fun. So they did like a really good musical episode. Yeah. Anyway,
that was a two-part. That was another little two-part crossover.
It was a two-parter with Flash and
and
Supergirl.
I remember. I did watch that one because that was
really good.
That was fun.
I enjoyed the crap out of it. Mm-hmm. They were trying to figure out their relationship stuff.
So they were singing through the whole thing?
Well,
not the whole thing,
not
but
parts of it.
Yeah, because
it's kind of like the Scrubs musical episode.
they got pulled into a universe where they had to like go through a musical. It's neat.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ!
Just watch it. It's good.
Let me know the 2 episodes, and I'll find them.
Oh
on Hulu.
no, you will not be able to appreciate it because you will have no context for like. This is like season 3 of The Flash.
Dang it! Well,
fortunately
I watched episode 1 or season 1 of Flash. And I think I
you're
got
not gonna
halfway
get
through
even
2.
a little bit
See,
because
that should be
this
You-
is
you will
about
not be.
this is like Flash and Supergirl's relationship drama is the entirety, like the entire point of this.
Wikipedia, here I come.
And it's like, and I know saying that is a bit of a detractor or a deterrent, but I enjoyed the crap out of it. It was really, really entertaining. Anywho, going back here, Andy Serkis has been officially confirmed by Sony to direct Venom 2.
All right.
Which, like, cool. I like Andy Serkis a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find any other, like, I think this might be his first time directing. And honestly, if it means that we don't have to deal with whatever director directed the first one,
I'm pulling it
I
up
take
right
this
now.
as a positive.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stay optimistic, but
Because honestly, like, were it not for the incredible CG of the first Venom movie, like, I think it would have tanked.
Ruben Fleischer.
Incredible is a strong word.
It's about as good as
Bunch
it gets.
of globs going at each other.
Yeah.
You could not tell what was going on.
It definitely got a little bit rough at the
In the climax.
in the climactic fight.
Yeah, it was not good.
But like
did
the
not
Venom
enjoy that.
transformations looked great.
Yeah, like, I mean, there were aspects of it that were cool, and like, if anybody has worked with that kind of like, okay, so you have to storytell as a purely CGI character, Andy Serkis is your dude. But I don't know. I wish that movie would have bombed, and it could have just been
Sony could have just given Spider-Man over to the
like
MCU.
everything to just the MCU.
Did it make money?
Yeah.
Venom made a lot of money.
Did it Suicide Squad?
It did Suicide
Yeah.
Son of a...
Except, in fairness, Venom was better than Suicide Squad.
I still haven't
Very
seen
much
Venom.
so. And but it didn't win an Oscar.
No. Like Venom is a solid popcorn flick. Like you could sit back with a bucket of popcorn and just enjoy the action and entertainment.
I wouldn't go that far. It wasn't as bad as I was afraid it would be, but it wasn't as good as it should have been. It could have
been so much better.
It could have been considerably worse, but like it very much felt like it was two separate movies. Like
and Tom Hardy had no idea. Like it was two separate movies
because
and
they
Tom
told
Hardy
Tom Hardy
thought he was acting in two completely separate movies.
Yeah, it was rough.
Like it goes back to the whole thing.
If you haven't seen it, I could not recommend it.
Okay.
Rental is fine.
If you're out of movies to rent and you were desperate to see something.
So that means Dalton won't watch it.
If you find it in the dollar movie bin at your local rental place.
Ask him if you can get like 75% off.
Oh, I wish Hastings was still around because I know that movie would be everywhere used Blu-ray for $4.99.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Hastings would be $5.99. We weren't cheap.
No, it's one of those movies. No, everybody wants it, and it made $1 billion. Like that would stay.
Sony,
that would keep
then again,
its value.
I don't know how the Blu-ray sales have gone though.
Sony produces everything too much.
Oh, okay.
So like the Spider-Man movies were always easy to find and they were always cheap.
It's the limes. The guy holding the limes. Like,
Yeah.
what do I do with all these Blu-rays?
Yeah, but like Marvel.
And plus, like Sony is notorious for their rental exclusive copies.
That too.
Which Hastings would buy a ton of and then end up selling
for like $2.99.
Yeah.
Whenever they got unboxed, but like the Sony produces more and they also devalue their movies. Whereas like Marvel and Disney, they do it like they have the vault, but even with the like MCU stuff, it still saves $20 or more. Like you don't find that stuff on sale unless like it's a specific like Black Friday, like you might get it for $8 at that point.
This is totally off topic. Did Marvel end up ever or Disney put any of the Marvel movies in the vault?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just the way they produce their movies.
No, you just kind of, it was one of the things, so like I just
You
kind of
said
had
something
that.
I thought.
Yeah, it was that realization of like, oh yeah, it is Disney. Disney does the vault. That wouldn't be like totally out of left field for them to like start rotating out those Marvel movies, especially now that you kind of have the nice bow on everything of, all right, we're gonna stop selling Iron Man for 5 years.
Yeah, I mean they could, but yeah, Sony
absolutely see them do
Sony
that.
movies will go on like they'll show up $15,
Yeah.
whereas like the MCU movies will never do that unless it's like Black Friday.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I say like
I gotcha.
If Hastings was around right now, I could probably go get Venom right now for like $8.
Yeah.
Probably,
That makes
if not
sense.
cheaper. All right, this next portion of our podcast is brought to you by friends at Villainous Grounds in Perryville, Missouri. Stop by there for all of your comic book needs. Spider-Man and Venom, so it's a little topical here. Double Trouble. It's going to be a book coming out April 7th of next year, written by Mariko Tamaki and art by Guri Hiru. I have no idea if I said that right. I'll be honest with you.
I'm gonna
You
say
did your
you
best.
got it.
The first name I'm pretty positive I got right. The second name less positive. And it's just one of those like it's like Art Germ. It's one of those one word names. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be a Spider-Man and Venom switching bodies story. So I guess a la Spidey and Ock, but hopefully with less detrimental. Because it's by a third party. It's not like one of them doing it to the other.
Oh, so Freaky Friday.
Yeah, actually, that was the headline. Was like Spider-Man and Venom are getting Freaky Friday.
But it's also
Good for me.
It's also like its own total standalone. This isn't like a crossover between the ongoing Venom book by
As
Cates.
far as we know.
I mean, I can't imagine that would be because like that creative team is not involved in any ongoing runs of those characters.
Yeah, the Cates and Ryan Stegman Venom book. Then again, this is going to be in April. So I mean, there's a lot of time between now and then.
I feel like we would have heard by now if that was if there was a creative team shakeup.
You never know.
About to say, and it's so far out.
Yeah,
Like
'cause-
April of next year.
I mean, it's a ways away, but I can't imagine that they would announce this crossover event featuring a whole new like creative team without announcing what like the plans were for these characters going forward.
Yeah, 'cause
like maybe something has upset the status quo of one of these characters between now and then.
like that
but
big
like,
Carnage event that's coming up. here
Yeah,
pretty soon.
but I can't imagine that they like, oh, we're taking Donny Cates off of this like award-winning Venom run, and it was such a big deal that Dan Slott is now off of Spider-Man. It's gonna be a big deal whenever I'm totally blanking on his name that took over for it. Like when he switches off of it as well.
I can only think of the artist. I can't think of the writer right now. Hold up, I got you.
But so that's what I mean. It's like, so this is just gonna be kind of like this might be like an Elseworlds.
Which is fine. Like, I'll read it when it goes on Marvel Unlimited, but it's not one of those things that I'm going to go out of my way for.
Yeah.
I found out that I'm still collecting the Fantastic Four ongoing.
Really?
I just wanted the number one, and I just keep buying it.
For the Dan Slott.
Yep.
Have you been reading it?
Nope.
No.
But I bought number 11, the variant of number 11. I already had the normal copy.
the places that I go, because there's been a couple when I totally redid my pull list, I went online to kind of see if there was anything going that I should get, and I know Chip Zdarsky Daredevil is something I should be getting, but like Jesse, I would want the entire run, and there's no way I'm going to find a Daredevil #1. Mm-hmm. I also don't really want to buy 10 issues of a book that
Nick Spencer.
Nick Spencer. That's
who's
right.
doing Spider-Man.
So yeah, but it's so going through and people were talking about like, they made such a big deal about Slott leaving Spider-Man and now he's doing 2 books and he's not doing very well at either of them because people have not been like, at least, and that's just like the 3 threads on Reddit that I've seen. So that is not representative, I'm sure, of the whole. But
and also in fairness, because I know like his Fantastic Four run has been really popular.
Has it?
Among Fantastic Four fans are kind of like a.
Yeah, but they might just be Stockholm syndromed in to where it's like, we're getting a Fantastic Four book. It has the words Fantastic Four on the cover, nothing else, and it's Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, Reed Richards, and Ben Grimm.
There you go.
Yes, this is great. I love it. I will buy the variant covers. Look how well it's selling, Marvel. Please don't take them from us again.
Yeah, and that's what I basically. So that's the long version of what I was going to say. Fantastic Four fans can be fanatical. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've heard like people
can be fantastic.
Oh. So anyway, I've heard that.
That's not fair. There's 4 people that like the movie.
That's more accurate.
That was just the timing. God, I hate you, Ace.
That was well done. But anyway, so I've heard like good reviews out of his Fantastic Four run. He's also doing Iron Man. And I mean, Iron Man in general, like the best Iron Man has sold in a while, despite all the people being upset about it, was Invincible, or was Riri Williams and Victor Von Doom.
Yeah,
like that's the best-selling Iron Man's been in a while. And then they got rid of both of them. Well, no, Riri still, she's just not Iron Man anymore now. She's straight up Ironheart. And she has her own ongoing, which I have no idea how well that's doing. I have not read any of it.
I didn't love I read what's on Unlimited
of Ironheart
of Iron Man of Tony Stark Iron Man. That's the Dan Slott run.
Oh yeah.
And it's okay. It took a weird it took a kind of a weird direction that I didn't super love, but it's fine. Like I will probably kind of keep up. But that's the thing with Marvel Unlimited is like really the only investment is the time of reading it.
Yeah, and it takes no time at all to read comic books online.
It's not bad enough for me to just be like, I won't check into it again. I wish Marvel Unlimited had a way that I could move all of the books that I was reading like into the mobile app has something like that, but that doesn't carry over from the PC app. It's moving on.
Frustrating.
Moving on.
The Iron Man is one of those characters though for me just in general. Like I've always preferred Tony Stark more in a tertiary role. Mm-hmm. I like it when he shows up in other books and does Tony Stark things.
Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly. I like Tony Stark exactly as much as I like Deadpool. Like I love it when he shows up. Some of my favorite Deadpool moments were in All New Wolverine.
It is fantastic. Maybe do you think it's because the best version of Tony Stark is the MCU?
Oh, that's accurate. And I feel really bad for a lot of people going to comic books expecting MCU Tony and getting comic books Tony. Mm-hmm. Comic books Tony is an extremely different character.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is.
He's a little what you call slappy.
Really, the only character that's even close to similar to their MCU iteration, Black Panther is pretty similar.
Captain America's pretty close.
Captain America's pretty close. Those are the only 2 that I can think of. Everybody else is pretty wildly different in the comic books versus their MCU counterparts. At least in terms of the minor details, the personality traits.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Well, it's because they all don't look like the amazingly attractive people and amazingly charming people they cast in the roles.
I mean,
no, they do. Like they try, they have gone through and like you can see.
Repenciled
you can see where the movies have.
Because like
really
Star-Lord has forever changed.
Biggest transformation probably of the from the MCU. Looks way different now. Anyway, that's boy, where did we go to that from?
Spider-Man Venom.
Oh,
the team up because I didn't.
We were talking about Donny Cates and
I didn't think the
reason that
teams.
Dan Slott. Yeah, the reason that Dan Slott leaving Spider-Man was such a big deal though is because he's been on Spider-Man
for like 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, for a dumb amount of time. Easily like the longest running creative attached to a book in Marvel in a really, really long time.
Yeah, but like I said, I think because of that, and because Spider-Man had such a long-running, consistent team or like writer, that it will be new. Like his run is going to be compared to Dan Slott's run. Where it's just like, after only 30 issues, which is a phenomenal run, like Nick Spencer is, moving off of Spider-Man onto something else.
And I feel like those headlines will come with, because I don't think Marvel will do that announcement. I think that those headlines will come when the solicitations release, and suddenly there's a new creative team on Spider-Man. And I think that's when we see that. And then they'll probably run a headline, get confirmation if Spencer's getting dropped from the book, or if they're just like a one-off or something like that somebody else is grabbing, or something along those lines, because it really can be a lot of the times those big creative announcements come out of the solicitations. They're like, it looks like there's a new creative team on this, and then we reached out to Marvel and turns out there's going to be, or we reached out to the writer. It's like, no, that was the end of my run, and starting up a new one. Good for them. Good luck. I wish them all the best, etc., etc. So we have no idea what's going to happen. Basically, is my point between April 7th, because that is quite in terms of comic book time. That's
this book could get canceled.
It could. This book could get canceled before it ever happens. We have at least one huge event involving Spider-Man between now and then. So
that's only 8 years, so that's pretty low numbers for them.
Marvel has cut down on the events a little.
Yeah, they do 3 a year now. Instead of 72,
because we haven't had an all-encompassing Marvel event since,
was it Secret War 2?
Yeah, Secret Wars 2 I think was. Did we have anything after that for an all-encompassing Marvel event?
War of the Realms is going on right now.
Yeah, I guess that's technically an all-encompassing.
No, it did very much is all-encompassing.
Except that all the other
no one's acknowledging it, but every character is having something to do, which I mean that's kind of how Secret Wars was.
Well, Secret Wars canceled like every other book, though. That's what I mean by like that's a huge shakeup.
I mean, but they didn't do like 6 of those every year.
Yeah, that was the point I was making.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the all-encompassing. It's like, no, they've cut down on events, but it's very much still, like War of the Realms is going on, and like Secret Wars was like the peak of, hey, everything is changing.
Yeah.
Legit, like universe-wide. So I didn't know what I was confused by your standard of all-encompassing.
Basically, like the big thing with War of the Realms is that only a few books are actually tied into it, versus like Secret Wars, like basically every book was either getting canceled or directly tied into Secret Wars. And then like even because I would consider like basically I would still consider War of the Realms a Thor book. Or a Thor event.
I mean, it is a Thor event, but they're also going out of their way to use like every character.
Yeah, and I mean like events have done that before too. Like it doesn't necessarily like it's still a Thor event, but like nothing that's happening in War of the Realms is going to affect Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, or any of those other characters.
I think there have been issues of single issues though.
Definitely not of Spider-Man.
Because like Secret Empire style. Where, because like reading X-Men Blue and Gold, there were at least one issue of each where it's like, hey, so we're locked in the dark dimension now because we're in Manhattan. So we'll just tell a little side story based on that, and then we're just moving on.
Yeah.
I think there's been some of those too with like
Captain Marvel almost like sort of had one of those. Like it was a little 2-issue run where they were dealing. It was Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange were dealing with the Enchantress. And that
did the cover have the War of the Realms thing? And that's what I'm talking about. Like when I think all encompassing, that's what I think of.
Right, and
just where it's like, okay, we are breaking from the ongoing story we're actively telling because crossover event.
Yeah, but like Spider-Man as an example, none of those.
Yeah.
Like, because I know Spider-Man is playing a pretty big part in the War of the Realms stuff because I keep seeing him pictured all over the place. But none of the
you put him on a cover and it's gonna.
Right.
Thanks, Broadway.
But yeah, none of the Spider-Man ongoings are getting the War of the Realms treatment.
Yeah.
Like the only variants and stuff like that, or the only covers they've been getting that are any different, just say Carnageized and all that other stuff. Because I mean that one's going all over the place too. A lot of Carnageized variants have been out there.
same. Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
The Carnage event coming up, like we saw that there's a couple of.
Yeah, that one's going to be basically that one I call like that's a Spider-Man event. Like Amazing Spider-Man and Venom are getting books out of that. And then War of the Realms, definitely a huge Thor event. and grabbing like some tertiary characters, like Captain Marvel got a little bit of it, and because I know there are a ton of other books that are getting those little one shots. But like I don't think that most of those aren't like running into the runs of that book.
Yeah.
If that makes sense what I'm saying.
Kind of, yeah.
So yeah, it's a huge Thor event, but I still would classify that as a Thor event as opposed to like Fear itself or Civil War or
Original
Secret
Sin,
Wars.
stuff like that.
Yeah, those kind of events. Anyway, we'll go ahead and move past it, though. That's all we got for comic books. This next Sports Report podcast brought to you by our friends Josh and Al at Press Start to Join. You can find all of their content, including their social media links and past episodes at ps2jshow.com.
I'm on it.
Last Wednesday of each month is History of Gaming. Their most recent one was about Sega, so definitely check that out. So I know you guys are probably tired about hearing about Borderlands, so I'm going to make this kind of quick. Borderlands 3 has gone gold, so no delays.
Give it
We're
to me
getting
now,
that.
though. It's done.
It's done. Please start shipping.
Which, I mean, now gold doesn't mean, in seriousness, gold doesn't mean what it used to. Like, gold used to mean, okay, this is the final product. This just now means that the information going on the disc is finalized.
No, the info. Oh, well,
so
yeah,
they
the
still,
disc.
so they're still going to, so they are still working on the day one update that I'm undoubtedly sure is going to hit.
Which, I mean, for Borderlands it might not, but yes, it absolutely could.
Yeah.
Like, that is not even a little bit unusual for a game that has gone gold to have day one updates. So, yeah. Either way, though, that means basically the big news that comes out of that is that we're going to have the game on September 13th. Barring, shipping problems
If
and stuff like that.
Best Buy F's me. The smoke
They'll give you a
will be
$10
seen
gift
from
card.
miles. I don't want a $10 gift card. I'm not like I talked about it on last night. Like I'm pretty much like now that I no longer get discounted prices on games, I'm going full digital
Yeah.
because now my lazy butt doesn't have to like.
Go to a store.
Well, no, not even that. Just like doesn't have to swap discs. Swapping discs is so annoying because I am a lazy POS.
No, digital is nice.
Like that's one of the things I'm thinking about. Like with Pokemon, like if I end up getting Pokemon, I definitely think I want that digital, because then that's probably going to be one that, as for all my complaints about the lead up to it, like that's one that's not going to come out. Like whereas if I decide to pop into Mario, if I want to pop into Mario Maker or something.
Now you can have Mario Maker in, and switch over Pokemon real quick.
Yep.
Play some Pokemon. Go back. Get frustrated with that because something's real dumb. Jump on back to Mario.
Oh, you went to Calvin's levels.
No, I was talking about Pokemon.
Oh, I was about to say.
I see that. I see the Wingull just make a immediate like hard right turn, not flapping its wings, floating around.
Yeah, it changes direction.
It's a 0 turn radius Pokemon.
Watching the bracelets of a character just float off like it's a Sonic game.
Yeah. Oh, that Pokemon game. It's gonna be something. So Borderlands 3 though.
That's gonna be something.
That's gonna be something. Boy, I am hyped for this game. I'm sure that's a surprise to everyone listening.
Right.
That I'm hyped about Borderlands 3. Everybody at this table is hyped about Borderlands 3.
I am.
We got some. They're doing these fun trailers about like getting to know the characters.
They are.
So far, we've gotten Zane and Mose, and those are.
I haven't seen the Mose one. I saw the Zane one, and I think I kind of don't want to watch them because it's just gonna get me more excited.
That's the point.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, like
why start the car if you're not gonna go anywhere?
Jesus Christ.
My hype levels are already at critical. Like, I desperately just want any content.
You just want a fix.
I need. Yeah, exactly. I need something.
The Lisa Simpson just poured in.
Exactly.
Give me that mug.
Yeah, and like these trailers have been just awesome. We're getting Amara the Siren tomorrow, which bums me out. That Flack is still last.
Because that's the one you're looking forward to and you don't know anything about.
Well, yeah, like I say I'm looking forward to it. Like, I don't know if I'm looking forward to Flack. Flack is the one that I'm thinking I might enjoy.
I'm sure we'll get, like, the influencer stuff will come out before. So you'll get some solid gameplay footage, a week before it comes out.
Because he's the only
3
one
days.
we have not gotten gameplay footage for. And then he's the last one we're getting a get to know the character for. And I'm like, I want to know what my Robo guy's going to do.
Oh, you'll find out.
I guess. I say that like because
Flack's the Beastmaster, right?
Yeah, Flack is the Beastmaster, and he very much is like that Zero-esque robot. So yeah, and I want to know what he does, and I want to know things about him. and they won't tell me things about him. I see him riding on the back of Moses.
Hop on, buddy.
His name is Bear.
I know. I love it.
Oh, you really need to watch the trailer. You need to watch that character trailer.
Tonight. I likely will tonight. If I go and work out for my cooldown, I've stopped walking on the track and I've started going on the treadmill because it's easier for me to just like. I don't have to keep track of the number of laps I've done. It just tells me how far I've walked.
Yeah.
And so I just put my phone down on the screen and watch like YouTube videos.
Better way of doing it.
So I might do that.
Yeah. You can get that Moe's video in there because it's good stuff, and I'm really excited about the Amara trailer because right now, really the only character that I don't want to play and I will play eventually, I'm sure, is Zane. Mm-hmm. The other three characters, I'm like, yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, that's probably fun.
I'm all in on Moe's.
Yeah, Moses, like that's another one, like of the two that we've seen so far, I definitely want, or of the three that we've seen gameplay wise, it's between Amara and Mose.
I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie, of the amount of money I could potentially drop on microtransactions for Bear cosmetics. If they give me the option.
They will.
I know.
Give me like $1 a piece.
I know. Listen here, League of Legends, Marvel Heroes.
Oh, they were so much more expensive in League of Legends. That's what I'm saying. It's only $1.
I know, but I don't. Those dollars add up.
They do
real quick. So I'm gonna be eating peanut butter sandwiches for the next 2 weeks.
It's fine. Peanut butter and sandwiches are delicious.
They're great.
Throw some ramen in there every once in a while. Not in the sandwiches, like just rotate it.
No, I mean that's what it would be. It would be ramen and a peanut butter sandwich, and that's my dinner.
Honestly, you could put peanut butter in ramen.
That's so much sodium.
Delicious.
So much sodium.
Wait, what?
You put peanut butter in your ramen next time. Just mix like you make
like
your ramen
like
thing.
A peanut sauce, like almost kind of like.
You mix like a tablespoon of like.
It is poor
peanut
person.
butter,
it is poor person
with
peanut
like
sauce.
Some soy sauce. Mix that in.
With the mix it in when you do the flavor packet.
You do it with the flavor packet?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the flavor packet, and then like I said, you want to do like a tablespoon of peanut butter, and then
just
like
a little hit of soy sauce,
like maybe a teaspoon of soy sauce. Hit that in there.
I'm doing a really good job not swearing right now, because like there's some words that I want to use.
You ever put an egg in your ramen?
All the time.
Okay.
And again, really proud of myself for not swearing right there. That's standard for me. I don't do water most of the time. I just do egg.
Wait, what?
Like instead of like putting water with the sauce, I just like will. Like beat an egg in a cup, put the packet in there.
But you use water to boil the noodles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
No, okay, yeah.
I don't use just crunchy, like scrambled eggs and ramen.
Because I never add... Like, I always drain mine.
Yeah, I drain mine, yeah.
I mix it in and then I do the flavor. Like, okay, anyway. Different... I don't know what show this is. I'm so
How
tired.
to cook ramen.
I fried it before.
Nerds
From
for
3
hire
college
returns.
graduates.
That's how to eat when you're broke.
But that's pretty bad because... We're not college graduates or college like ages anymore.
Well, yeah, no, like we have learned.
We still actively do.
Some habits, they're comfort foods, man.
I had a friend who would actually just like take the ramen. He wouldn't cook it. He would just split the pads apart, add peanut butter to that, and eat it like a sandwich.
Well, all right. There's gonna be a
I don't feel like that would just be messy. Like that's ramen like crumbles everywhere.
I'm not telling you that it's good.
I'm gonna try it.
I'm just telling you
that's a thing.
What I have seen.
You know, fair. That's fair. All right, so back to video games.
I had ramen today.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So we got their little like multiplayer reveal event.
I'm not buying it this year, guys.
You say that.
Every year.
And they do it every year. Like I was not like with how Black Ops 4 turned into a nightmare of microtransactions and the news that like, oh, that same studio is now taking like they've totally taken over from what this new game was supposed to be. Like I was not on board with a lot of the decisions they were making. But then they show me the gameplay. And I'm like,
oh, that's fun.
I mean, Call of Duty is a good time.
Yeah, no,
like that's when we very much get our money's worth out of.
Yeah, because for a solid 2 months, I get to hang out with my bros shooting people in the Call of Duties.
And also like this one is finally like they're not doing any sort of season pass.
No.
So any maps that come out we're gonna get.
Which of course that means it's going to be a nightmare of microtransactions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the thing of it's just like, but I know that means they're going to supplement it somehow. They're going to do the Game Pass thing. They're going to do the tier system again.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so they're not doing zombies on this one?
Infinity Ward usually doesn't.
So that's kind of weird. But
because they'll have the Infinity Ward will have the single player campaign,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which this one's supposed to be like super Spec Ops: The Line style
Yeah.
of these are the true horrors of war. But hey, multiplayer, headshot, kill streaks are back. Woo! Like
yeah, because that's some of the stuff we got. Because the multiplaer is what
it's what the
90
game is. Like
No. It just it was the voice you used, the cadence, and the woo at the end that just kind of got me.
Yeah, because 95% of the Call of Duty player base cares about the multiplayer.
Yeah,
they look
whether
at-
it be zombies or deathmatch, like that's what they care about.
I have never played a single player story mode in Call of Duty.
I played through Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2.
And they've gone through they released the analytics on that of like they can go through and see everyone who's put in, it's like checking trophies.
Yeah.
Everyone, the percentage of players who have gone into single player content is like startlingly low. That's why Black Ops 4 didn't have it.
Yeah, and still sold super well.
Yeah.
Because there were a few people, there were headlines making it sound like people were upset about it, but
And there were people upset. It's
there
just
were.
that was a vocal minority.
The silent extreme majority was fine with it.
Do you remember Black Ops 3?
Well, yeah.
The PS3 and Xbox 360 port?
That
was just zombies and multiplayer.
Yep.
Man, I hated my job whenever that game came out.
So many people returning that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So
they
many
tried.
people. Yeah, they sure
I'm about
did.
to say they opened it already, so
Yeah.
they were kind of SOL.
So anyway, so we do have a little bit of information on that multiplayer. So crossplay is, obviously we've had that confirmed for a little while, though, but we've been curious about how a few things are going to work because it's going to be crossplay with PC.
Xbox, PS4, PC are the ones that are confirmed so far.
Yes. You can opt into crossplay with PC. Mm-hmm. You do not have to. Because it's split between console and PC.
It's split between controller inputs. So I think you can opt into you can crossplay with PC as long as they have their controller input as a controller.
That might be the case, but I think you still have to
Opt into the
Because
PC.
the number of people who are playing with a controller on PC though is going to be crazy low.
Yeah, because
I think that's the way that they have it structured. Is it's more on.
And they might the way I read from the Infinity Ward website or the Call of Duty website, it read in such a way that console players will be able to opt out of playing against mouse and keyboard.
Right.
Which I read that as against PC, but yeah, if they're playing with a controller on PC, they also can't switch inputs mid game.
Right.
Which was the important thing, I guess, for that. And I know they were talking about Xbox and PlayStation are going to support mouse and keyboard input for this game. It's going to be one of those games that'll do it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you have those options. But, yeah, you can opt out of playing against anybody with a mouse and keyboard if you're playing with a controller, which even if you are godlike at the game with a controller, I still recommend you probably opt out.
Right. Well, and you said you have to actually opt in to be able to.
Yeah, you have to opt in. Yeah, sorry, you have to opt in to play against people with mouse and keyboard. So yeah, if you want a real challenge, then yeah, by all means, hit up that mouse and keyboard.
If you're really good at the game and you want to feel what it feels like being Dalton Anthony playing just regular Call of Duty, do that one time, and then you'll never do it again.
Jump in with the mouse and keyboard players, especially I'm pretty good at PC first-person shooters. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty solid. I still get my arse handed to me if I go to any of the older Call of Duty games on PC. It's nuts. I can't do anything.
Well, the pros are the only ones playing those right now.
Or the people that have been playing it for a really long time.
Yeah, that's why it was just the people that just know
and I
it.
say old ones. They had a Black Ops 3 free weekend right after World War II came out, which was the next one in the rotation. Mm-hmm. And I was yeah, no, I'll play Black Ops 3 for free for a minute, and then I just got destroyed. And I was all right, cool, I don't want to buy this game. Thanks for that. Now I know.
You're the best. It was Infinite and then World War II.
Okay, yeah, so it was right after Infinite came out, which Infinite nobody bought, so Black
that
Ops
was one
3
that I
still had
definitely didn't. I never bought that one.
That was the one that Shannon gave me as a gift, and it was just oh wow, you can just buy guns that are empirically better than anything else you can unlock throughout the game.
Not buy. loot box into.
But you can spend enough money into the loot boxes to get one.
Because I had that game specifically so that I could play the remastered Call of Duty 4 with Kevin Schenkelberg.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to relive some of our heyday in that classic, wonderful Call of Duty. So some of the other things they brought back, speaking of classic, wonderful Call of Duty, they're removing score streaks, bringing back kill streaks.
Boo. Boo.
Which,
Boo.
which is a little bit of a bummer for a lot of reasons. For people that don't often go 5-0 or
me. This is terrible for me. I rarely even got any of the good score streaks through assists and things like that.
I would get UAVs every once in a while.
Assists, no, they don't count for skill because There was a Call of Duty game before where only kills and assists, they still called it kill streaks, and assists counted towards it,
Gotcha.
towards your score for it. But if they go with the classic one where it really is just 3 kills UAV,
confirmed.
5 kills for et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that very well could be.
Yeah, and I'm going to get none of these. And also, you just get the steamroller effect, where it's like, hey, you're so good, you just killed 15 people without dying. Do you want a tank? So you can kill even more people?
You've earned this.
It's cool. Why do I even bother?
Oh, raps.
I was about to say that's how I felt anytime I got raps or the what was the one on Black Ops 4 that I really liked that was just devastating?
Was there dogs?
No, there was the one dog. There was the dog, but that was someone's ultimate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who's a good?
It was one of
the soldiers. Going through.
Oh yeah,
you got the 3 recon guys that were invincible.
Yeah, those were really annoying, but that's not the one. The one that I got was definitely an air support, but I don't remember what it was, because it was one you had to shoot 2 rockets at it before a rocket would even hit it, because it would just shoot out
the attack
flares.
chopper.
It was something above it doesn't matter. It's entirely irrelevant. Regardless, yeah, that's they're also bringing back the nuke. They're calling it white phosphorus, I believe, in this one. Which in classic Call of Duty, you didn't have to pick that as a kill streak. The first time it was introduced anyway, if you got 25 kills without dying, you won the game. Which was kind of a neat feature, but also sometimes people would cheese it and they would glitch out to really high up sniper spots so they couldn't get hit. There's one map in particular that would happen on, High Rise, if I remember right, in Modern Warfare 2. I think
you're the only one at this table who would know that.
Yeah,
Yep.
fair.
If Kevin was here,
Kevin would know. But yeah, no, there was a sniper spot you could get to that you were not supposed to be able to get to, and yeah, that would happen to me when I was playing with Kevin, or we had a whole group of people that would play Modern Warfare 2, and occasionally that would happen. Some guy would glitch up there, and it's just we gotta figure out how to take him out. Because it's just really hard to hit him from that sniper spot, and we sit there 14, 15. 16. Oh God, 17. Oh no. And then Kevin's I got him. Oh, thank God. Because nothing is worse than losing to a tac nuke. Because you just.
So is that what the white phosphorus is going to be? Because that was the big deal of it's just hey, this is an actual war crime thing that you are now bringing into a video game. I knew it was as a kill streak. I just didn't know that was the nuclear option.
I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Because there's also a very upsetting sequence in Spec Ops: The Line that involves the white phosphorus, and actually, it burns so hot that it will just melt the skin off of human beings. And again, if you use it, that is an actual legitimate war crime.
Yeah.
It's so bad that they're hey, I know this is war, but no, you don't get to use this.
Geneva Convention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I knew a thing.
You did it.
Yeah, because I think that's what that is the kill streak is white phosphorus, and it's the
really hoping you just didn't Google white phosphorus.
Well, I did. Why?
I mean, just with not images on and safe search on.
Okay. So I think that's that is supposed to be their nuke. It's gonna be their nuke, which their stance on it is we've done nukes before,
that is such a messed up way to say it.
This is a game in previous games we've literally had nuclear missiles that we've dropped on people.
No Russian. But to say, and I guess in total fairness, it's not the most egregious thing that they could have added.
So I mean, like, and they've done a lot of other things in this game. Like, it's because I know the controversy is like, so Infinity Ward is like actively supporting the use of white phosphorus. Like, no,
it's literally just
it's the kill streak. Like, it's a horrible thing you get to do to a bunch of people after you get 25 kills in a row.
You just get a flex on them with white phosphorus. That's all it is.
Right, that's just a thing. Like, I don't know. But regardless, so it is the nuke. Also, night maps.
Yay!
Yeah, they're adding night maps to it, where you walk around, I guess, with night vision goggles on the whole time, which I'm sure is going to add an interesting dynamic to the game. Looked like there was just a few different kind of game modes that they were kind of showing in this brief little thing, but we don't have a whole lot of information on that yet.
The big one that I like is Gunfight. Have you seen that?
No.
It's the 2v2, and it's just like best of 3 rounds. It's in a very small, contained...
Oh, yeah, that's the one they had the streamers doing.
Yeah. It's a very small map. It's supposed to kind of feel like the last ring of a battle royale game. Mm-hmm. And it's 2v2. You have, I think it's the same pool of weapons to choose from. No abilities, no streaks clearly, because you're not going to get that many kills.
Right.
It's just supposed to be super quick. Like, that looked... I'm interested in that. Like, that looked fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things I might try every once in a while, but games like that frustrate me a lot. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, you guys have played Call of Duty with me. I get a lot of kills, but I also get a whole lot of deaths. Mm-hmm. My average KD is probably 2.5 to 1. So it's not like I very
is
rarely.
That it?
Why?
Because look who you're talking to.
Mine's 0.8.
So but my point is I don't just go out there and get a whole I'm not Kevin Schenkelberg. I don't run out and just I killed their team. What? You just had a pistol this game. You're working on headshots. What do you mean you killed their whole... Got him.
New camo. Why is mine gold? F off, Kevin. I've never played Call of Duty with you, Kevin. I don't know. Sounds accurate.
Kevin's super fun to play Call of Duty with.
No, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like I would have a horrible time. I got 1 kill and 34 deaths. We won 100 to 34. I was making it interesting, Kevin. That's my favorite line in Call of Duty history. I was making it close. Keeping it interesting.
That's right. Kevin's super fun to play Call of Duty with, and I would like it if all of us got this game. Though at this point, I would not blame Kevin if he never buys a game to play with me again. After Anthem and we played quite a bit of Overwatch together. But I just feel really I straight up Shannoned him with Anthem. Buy this game. We'll all play it together.
I mean, in fairness, we did.
Yeah,
and then it just...
Anthem, I think, is more responsible for that than I am.
I can get back into Anthem.
That's what I'm saying.
$20 now, brand new.
Yeah.
That game came out 4 months ago.
Boy, if they would just update the game. That game was so fun.
Yeah.
There's just nothing to do anymore.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful game. I'll give it that.
So pretty. So much fun. The gameplay was incredible. Anyway. All right, we're a little bit over here, so we're going to kind of rush through the last little bit of news we get here. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep: A New Light been delayed October 1st.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that's fine. I really like that Bungie can now make a decision to, this could use a little bit more time. We're going to go ahead and take a little bit more time. Because Activision, I'm sure that's a play they would not have let them make. We had EVO. Was this last weekend. We got a bunch of fighting game announcements out of that. We got a new Guilty Gear was one of the big ones that got announced. We got a little bit of a gameplay teaser on that. It will be Arc System Works are back with it. It looks like they're going very much with the DBZ Fighter Z style, which is cool. Let's see, we got a King of Fighters 15 was confirmed. We got Riot announced that they're working on a fighting game. Riot Games is in the guys that do League of Legends. And then we got a little bit of Mortal Kombat news that wasn't necessarily out of EVO, but
it was not
Asa,
out of EVO,
EVO.
Which also was kind of heartbreaking because so the internet has been very mad at NetherRealm Studios because of their lack of communication with a time frame for their DLC. It's hey, buy this content pack, and just we'll put out stuff whenever. Because so far we've gotten one character and one pack of skins, and that's it. So. And it doesn't help that Ed Boon likes to troll and make little comments and stuff on Twitter that people are just hey, cool, you're being cute, but we would like to know when we're getting the stuff we're paying for.
Yeah.
And that we've paid for. Which he actually eventually made a statement hey, I know it's not ideal, but these decisions are not up to us. And it's just that's kind of a bummer, but also like you're not helping by just like, hey, maybe something soon. Like, stop it. But we finally did get the Nightwolf gameplay trailer and the release date, the early access. So like the premium, the people who bought like the premium edition.
So what you'll get.
And the people who bought the compact. It's going to come out next week, August 13th. And his trailer was awesome. I am not a big fan of the character. Like, not that I dislike him. It's just like I never cared about him. He was never someone that I played in any of the older games.
I think I played it. I liked him quite a bit in Mortal Kombat 3.
Did you see the trailer?
Yes.
He looks awesome.
Yeah, he does.
Like I'm genuine. Like I went from like, oh man, Nightwolf is getting a DLC slot to, oh, I'm very much looking forward to playing it. Like I will update the game and play it for the first time. And well, no, I plugged it in this weekend to just kind of mess around with the tower.
Traded it in.
Did you really?
Yeah.
But so I'm very excited to like get my hands on him. The animal abilities look super cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that his fatal blow is, yes, it should be a fatality, but like it's not super over the top.
it's just a hatchet into the side of their head, guys.
And then being struck by lightning.
Yeah, that's fine. You can easily survive that.
And 3 arrows to the chest.
It's fine.
It's fine. I mean, but you're not.
Have you met Sub-Zero?
But you're not getting like shot through the face.
That's true.
Like it's not.
No,
bullets.
yeah, there are definitely worse ones for sure.
Yeah.
It's just like the thing, because I don't know what they call them now since they're not the X-ray moves anymore.
Fatal blows.
Fatal blows. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's aptly named. Really, they just wanted more fatalities in there that are just easier to pull off.
Yeah. And then we did get to see his. We got to see like, and he's got his classic move. So he's got the lightning call. He's got the shoulder block or shoulder tackle, whatever. He's got the animal spirits. Some of them look like buffs. Some of them look like it'll like reflect a projectile. So some cool elements there. We got to see his fatal blow, which is cool. And we've seen the trailer only had one fatality, but the second fatality has also been released. And they're fine. Like, I'm not super crazy about either of them, but the one that came in the trailer was pretty gruesome, where he like hatchets through the mouth and then just rips off the whole front of your body.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he tomahawk throws and cuts the heart in half.
Yeah, he just like
Which-
from your jaw yanks, like opens up your chest cavity from your jaw, and then
And like,
pretty
but it
correct.
also pulls apart like your shoulder, like the front part of your shoulders. Like he's essentially just ripping you in half.
Okay.
My favorite one to come out of it was like when she says "I love you" as a friend. And then
Oh.
the tomahawk goes and just cuts the heart in half.
That's good. I like that.
So yeah, that's August 13th. I'm super excited. I'm very much looking forward to it. If you are even just like a passing fan of the Mortal Kombat games, you just like the spectacle, check out the trailer. It's 2 minutes, and it's pretty cool. I'm excited to see what people who are actually good at the game are going to do, because that's the big thing, is no one knows what his tournament set is going to be, because apparently like the Shang Tsung tournament variation didn't have a lot of his like the ninjas in that,
yeah.
which is a bummer. So we'll see how that goes.
Yep. All right, that's gonna do it for us, those guys. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, I guess the big thing: tell a friend about the show.
Johnny Underwood, if you could get Obama to rate us on iTunes, that would be amazing. I know he does Zune, but
Get us that Obama bump.
yeah,
Obama has a Zune.
that was an old Donald Glover joke.
Oh.
Also, like the official thing is, last night I did record with Respawn Aim Fire. That issue should be dropping Tuesday morning, so you can check them out they're also on
They're on
various
iTunes.
podcasting services. So you're done listening to us now, and if you want more of my opinions, and also we played games, like we did a word association,
Oh.
we did a Would You Rather video game edition thing. Those guys are really fun. I like the stuff that they put out. I was really excited to finally be able to work with them, and it would mean a lot if you guys went and checked their stuff out as well.
There you go. So yeah, you can find those guys. What was it called again?
Respawn Aim Fire.
Respawn Aim Fire. Yeah, definitely check those guys out, and support our friend Asa on that and that special guest appearance that he had.
Yeah, and we'll be doing stuff with them too. I just need to figure out the best way to do multiple people here with like them calling in separately, because they are not from the same.
Right.
They don't record in the same spot, so.
Yeah, that'll require some editing magic and some
So once I figure out the best way to do that,
AV
we're gonna
magic.
we'll have them on it'll probably be like a Tuesday show
Yeah.
that we
Right.
get them on.
So yeah, that's gonna do it for us, guys. Remember, tell a friend. We don't pay for any kind of advertising anywhere, so it's all word of mouth. Tweet, retweet, whatever you want to do. just, spread the word. Spread the good word.
Twitter.com/Podzilla1985. I'm starting to get a little bit better about like posting the actual episodes. So, even just retweeting those tweets that have the link straight to, an RSS feed or the Podzilla website helps a lot just to get the optics out there.
Yep, that's always helpful. Always super helpful, and we always appreciate it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.